And Barry getting involved, but in the end, it was Chad Reed, number 22, with win number 5
in a row, closing the championship down to 10 points, and you can see that Carmichael was uptight, and he is feeling the pressure.
Not sharing travel plans with Team Yamaha. Bottom line, Ricky Carmichael needs to get 5th or better tonight, and the title is his. As we look at the Nissan Series standings, it's Carmichael and Reed all the way to the checkered flag. Also on the THQ World Supercross GP standings, Chad Reed, the young rookie, has already sewn up that title and the $100,000 that goes along with it. But Chad's a greedy young man. He wants another title. Also tonight, we'll be featuring the Davey Coombs Senior Memorial East-West Shootout in the 125 class. All year long, the talk in the 125 has been the phenomenal riding of James Bubba Stewart. Can anyone dethrone the king?
It's going to take a miracle, Todd. This kid is absolutely spectacular. He is so much fun to watch. Moves like these. After the races, he's running up into the crowd. They're carrying him around, and he's wild. He's unpredictable. His clothes are flashy, and I'll tell you what, don't take your eyes off of him. It's going to take a lot to stop him, but here it's a one-shot deal, and the first turn could take him out.
125 East was won by Brandon Jessman. Not here tonight. He's injured. Who do you like, though, now that Jessman's not here, possibly to run with James?
Well, from Australia, Michael Byrne. He rode the 250 out west. He was very strong there, leading main events, even against Carmichael and Reed. And he should be able to drop down to the 125 and just pin that thing. And you've also got riders like Sellards who could get the whole shot and check out. Mike Brown could do that. But I would look at Ivan Tedesco. They call him Hot Sauce. He's hot right now. He got his first win in Detroit just a little while back, and he's got a newfound confidence and nothing to lose here.
All right, folks, I'll tell you what, the hottest ticket in town is not Celine Dion. It's Sam Boyd Stadium for tonight's event. Right now, let's check in with the third member of our broadcast team, Cameron Steele.
Well, as they say, it's never over until the fat lady sings, and no one knows better than three-time Supercross champion Jeff Stanton. Jeff, in 1992, you were in the same position, basically, that Chad Reed is in right now. You had to win. Damon Bradshaw had to finish worse than 4th place. It happened. Can you believe it happened?
No, not really. You know, I had a terrible day that day and didn't qualify out of the heat race and had to ride the semi, and I just said, oh, man, what happens, happened. Went out and pulled the whole shot, had an awesome race, and, you know, the chips fell just perfect for me behind me, and ended up winning the championship by a couple of points.
All right, inside dirt from Jeff Stanton. Is Ricky going for the win, or is he going to play it conservative?
Championship.
There you go, playing a little tight tonight. Ricky Carmichael, will it work for him? That's the question. You play a little tight, anything can happen, but we're going to see what comes up right away.
All right, thank you, Cameron. It's now time to take a look at the THQ track map from Las Vegas, David.
Very similar start to what we saw last week in Salt Lake. I expect to see a lot of action there in the main events. A rhythm section right off the bat into a small triple that leads you into the big triple. After that, another rhythm section, and then a technical section where they got to jump on the plateau, back off of it to get a nice run at the triple on the far side. And after that left-hand corner, the long whoop section leading up to the finish line. We're seeing a lot of action there in the practices. I expect it to get better. After they cross the finish line, it's over that section and you're done.
It's now time for our KTM qualifying highlights as we take a look back to 125, heat number 1.
It was number 56, Kelly Smith, that grabbed the whole shot, but it wasn't long before number 18, Brock Sellards, got the lead and checked out. This was the only battle left on the racetrack, and number 3, Mike Brown, mistimes the rhythm section, and Tedesco got by for second.
Brock Sellards would go on to pick up the victory. In heat number 2 of the 125 class, it was the James Stewart show. Not only did he pick up the whole shot, David, he ran away with this thing.
Our helmet camera of Andrew Short ran a smart race, staying out of trouble. He worked his way up, and it was Billy Lanovich on the KTM going down in the whoops to move everybody up a spot.
But in the end, it was number 1, James Bubba Stewart, who would pick up the victory in heat number 2. And those are the top qualifiers from heat 1 and 2. The 125 main is coming up from Las Vegas.
THQ AMA Supercross Series on ABC Sports, brought to you by Suzuki, maker of innovative motorcycles and all-terrain vehicles. Honda, the company that defines performance in motorcycles, ATVs, personal watercraft, and scooters. And Nissan, the official truck of THQ World Supercross GP.
Welcome back to Las Vegas, Nevada's Sam Boyd Stadium, the THQ World Supercross GP and the AMA Supercross Series, as the 125 main is going to the start line. And tonight, see some of sports' most amazing blunders. Catch the all-new one-hour special, ESPN's Blunderful World of Sports, tonight at 7, 6 Central on ABC.
If you've been following the 125s this season, you know it's been full of action from the 125 West Series to the 125 East Series. Let's take a look at some of those highlights now.
Your winner in the 125 main, the defending champion, just like last year, Travis Preston gets the win. James Bubba Stewart Jr.
Oh, look at that.
And this will be his 5th straight win. The checkered flag comes out. Your winner in the 125 East main event. James Stewart Jr. It's the 125 main event from Las Vegas, Nevada, as we take a look at the Yamaha starting grid. Your 2 heat winners, James Stewart, Brock Sellers right there. Sorby's there, as is Ivan Tedesco and the rest of the crew. Michael Brown, as the 30 board is up. I'll ask you one last time, champ. Other than James Stewart, who do you think can pressure him?
Well, there's a look at Stewart right there, patting his chest, going through his pre-race routine. The only guys that can stop him are the guys that can see him go down in the first corner and have the lead right away. Michael Byrne could do it. Mike Brown could do it. Eric Sorby could do it. Tedesco. Sellers did it in his heat race. He was able to win his as Stewart won his. But, man, it's going to take a lot to keep Stewart from winning this race. And the board is sideways a few seconds.
This is it, the 125 main from Las Vegas, Nevada, and it is #1, flashing the fuse up, picking up the whole shot and leaving everyone else in his wake. We'll see if the boys from the 125 East crew can match this pace, but I highly doubt it. He is shot out of that starting gate like a bullet out of a gun.
That is a great start, for number 41, Andrew Short. Really starting to prove that he can run with the big boys this year, but behind him, number 3, Mike Brown, who just did a little block pass action right there. Gets it done to him right back by Eric Sorby from France. So while all that's going on behind your leader, James Stewart, he is checked out. These guys aren't even going to see him in a few laps.
It is deja vu all over again. If you've been with us throughout the season, this is what this young man has done. The youngster from Florida, only 17 years of age, has absolutely dominated the 125 West and now the entire 125 class. Bubba's first hole shot of the year, and he gets it at the right time as the flash bulbs go off at Sam Boyd Stadium.
Folks, there's no faster way to go around the corner than that. He goes over the triple, just throws the bike sideways, roosts out of that corner. He's already going the other way. The pack battling for second is coming down one straightaway. Oh,
James Stewart goes down.
It's a good thing he had a lead.
Well, he will relinquish his lead, and he goes back to third, trying to find somewhere to get back on the track. Pulls right in front of, looks like Gosler or Michael Byrne, and this has really shaken things up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 positions back. It looks like he's going to pick up another one right here on number 18, Brock Sellers.
This is where James has got to be careful. This is where he gets excited and he goes, uh-oh, I got to get back up there. And his speed is so incredible.
Oh, and James Stewart has just launched off his bike. A horrific accident. The crew will all be down there. They're going to protect him first. And David, this is an absolute disaster. He is moving, but barely.
This is what I worried about. Usually when he makes a mistake, he tries to make up for it. And he's so fast with so much ambition that he just goes for it. Now watch what happens to him again. He comes over the finish line, and he's going to mistime these jumps. He tries to jump up out of there, and he decides, uh-oh, I went too far. I better bail out of this. But watch how hard he hits.
Oh, my goodness sakes. One of the most unbelievable accidents by the best rider maybe on the planet right now. And who would have thought it? He was running away with this. They've got him down there with the medical staff, some of the best doctors on this circuit. Doc Bodner will be down there with him, and we will have Cameron down there to try to find out what happened. Hopefully, James is all right. Unfortunately, the race must go on, but at a time like this, you hate to see that happen.
This is just the craziest tradition here in Las Vegas, but always, well, this will be the 5th year in a row, I believe, that the rider that didn't win the East or West will have a shot at picking up the win here in Las Vegas. So weird luck for the champions coming here to this race. They just can't seem to get it done. And for James, not just not being able to get it done, but a horrific crash. Hopefully he's going to be okay.
I know in your years of racing, you've been a lot of bad accidents. You've been involved in a lot of them. But the speed that he was carrying through there, David, take us through here. What exactly went wrong?
Well, I think he's just, everything is going so good that his concentration is just fallen slightly. And as soon as your concentration at James Stewart's speed drifts just a little bit, you get mistakes like these.
And he knew right there he could not bring the front end of the bike up, and he just had to bail out, and he went down hard at, what, 30-plus miles an hour, maybe 20 feet off the ground?
What scares me about that one was he hit his head really hard. That's going to be a concussion for sure. If he doesn't get a concussion there, then, man, everybody needs to go buy a helmet like that, because you can see how hard he hit. I'm worried about his wrists. A collarbone right there.
You've got came down in an awkward situation as well.
You've got the Outdoor National Series coming up where he's the defending champion next weekend. So this could be an absolute disaster. I mean, this is a one-shot race. It doesn't matter that much. He's already the champion, but if he ruins his entire outdoor season because of a fall like that, man, with a disappointment, I don't even want to think about.
Well, as an announcer, it's times like these that you'd like to stop the race and make sure he's okay for everyone's sake. His family all watching right now, and I'm sure his parents are just absolutely terrified as we watched him come across that jump and bail off the bike at such a high speed. You know what that does to bones, but we'll go back to the racing, if not momentarily, and Brock Sellards now goes down.
Well, Michael Byrne ran it in there inside of him, and Sellards just realized, well, I better give him some room so we don't make contact, and he got his front wheel up into that loose stuff at the top and lost it. So, you know, that's a disappointment. But again, this is the kind of race where it's a one-shot deal. And I talked about at the top of the show, a guy like Eric Sorby could certainly come in and steal it, and so far he has. See, Sellers' front end just got a little too high into that loose stuff.
Never made contact with him.
No, nothing wrong with what Byrne did there. But Sorby, just the kind of rider to come in and scoop up a victory in circumstances like this. He's so fast. But it just seems like whenever there's a title on the line, he's got to ride smart for a long period of time. Sorby makes little mistakes like we saw Stewart make here tonight. And, man, what a wild season this has been.
Unbelievable. Eric Sorby continues to lead the 125 main event. Number 917 on the Kawasaki KX125. Out of France, now living in Murrieta, California. This is a young man we saw early in the season making contact with pretty much everyone. And if I would have thought someone was going to go down, it would have been Eric Sorby. But he has been a survivor, and that is what's got him to this point. Sorby leads this 125 main event. Short in second, Brown in third.
What a ride for Andrew Short in second. He's got a good lead back to Mike Brown. They were right together early in the race, and Short has opened it up, and he's got a good gap not only on Brown but on Michael Byrne and Tedesco. All these guys.
Yeah, I think he took a look right there and just couldn't believe how far out in front he was. I think a lot of the riders at this point know what's going on. And look at this. Sorby goes down, loses concentration. He's up. The bike is vertical. He'll get it started, but now his lead will dwindle. And David?
That was a beautiful move he did right there. He pulled the bike over the right way so he could get his hand on the clutch and keep it running. But he spent so much time trying to fix the clutch lever. There goes 3 riders right there. So he lost that whole advantage he had. Forget the clutch lever, Eric. Just get going.
Unbelievable. So Andrew Short now takes over the lead as we look at it one more time.
Now watch his front wheel about 3/4 of the way through. Just hits the entire whoop. Drops down into the bottom right there. Bam. Throws him up over the front end. He picks a nice soft place to land. The bike lands upside down like a bicycle. Taking a look at it from the front. Watch his front wheel disappears. Bam. It hits that one. He has no chance of saving that. And the whole time he was going over the handlebars, Andrew Short was back there going, no way, no way, I'm going to win this thing.
We'll have the conclusion of the 125 East-West when we return to Las Vegas, Nevada on ABC Sports. Las Vegas, our 125 main event is in progress. Andrew Short, number 41 on the Suzuki RM125, TeamMotorWorld.com Suzuki out of Colorado Springs, Colorado. Only 20 years of age, a third-year pro racing motorcycles since the age of 5. His best result this year, second place in Anaheim, number 2. He's got 1/3 and 4/4. So he's relatively been consistent, always getting in the top 5. But tonight, Andrew Short has really shined.
You know, I saw him out at the practice track on Thursday, and I thought, man, he sure is going fast, you know. And obviously, he is just ramped up for this race. He was ready, prepared. The intensity was there. His speed was there. He got the start he needed. People were making mistakes around him, and you look at the speed of James Stewart, and you realize, well, on this slick track, the way things are getting, how hard it is to time things in the wind, you know, you got to be a little bit careful. And Andrew Short played his cards right, and he's got a chance to pick up the biggest win ever. I don't think he can believe it right now. He's looking at the mechanics like, am I really in the lead? Do I really have 10 seconds over second place? Because he seems to be just in cruise control right now. We're not seeing any sheer speed out of him, but he seems to be holding his gap over Tedesco, which is a big, he could afford to lose half the lead that he's got over second place Ivan Tedesco, and he'd still be comfortable going into the final laps. I think he's going to be at a loss for, he hasn't been on the podium that many times. He's going to be, he'll be so ecstatic. I don't know if we're going to get that much out of him. What a run. The Moto World Suzuki team enjoying a big win as they head into the outdoor national season, which starts next week. This will be a huge boost for that team and for Andrew.
Well, bringing your confidence and getting some motivation and carrying the momentum that these guys are carrying right now is amazing. Andrew Short, number 41, is your leader. Ivan Tedesco, number 52, is in second place. But as the champ pointed out, number 41 is on cruise control. After all we've seen tonight, Andrew Short, give him credit. He has kept his composure, not been frazzled. And the Suzuki rider is having the ride of his life tonight.
And I thought Tedesco had a little bit more speed than Andrew. Tedesco back there in second place. There he is, tripling his way into a corner. He's been doing that every lap, making up a lot of time. And he just looks a little bit more aggressive in and out of the corners than Andrew does, but I'm just surprised that he's not able to shrink that gap at all.
Ivan Tedesco currently sitting in second place. As we said, number 52 on the Yamaha YZ125. 21 years of age, originally from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Not a big kid at 5'8", 145, but he knows how to ride. As we take a look at our leader one more time, that's number 41, Andrew Short, and the white flag is out. He gives a bit of an arm pump to the boys from Suzuki, and Andrew Short, if he keeps it together, will pick up the win here in Las Vegas.
Man, he is so excited. Little fist pump, thumbs up to his mechanic, his whole team. He's a neat kid. I'm so happy to see him get this. Once again, I want to say how concerned I am for James Stewart and how horrible that was, but hopefully he'll be okay. That kid's so resilient, he can bounce back. But right now, the night belongs to Andrew Short. Just one more time through that whoop section, which seems to have gotten the better of quite a few riders tonight, but I don't think it's going to bother Andrew here. Everything is going his way right now.
Andrew Short, number 41, an amazing turn of events, and he has parlayed it into a possible victory here in Las Vegas, and he has picked a great time. The folks from Suzuki have got to be thrilled with this young man. One more right turn, and your winner in the 125 East-West Shootout, Andrew Short.
Yeah, I'm so happy for him. Man, I've watched him. Look at that. Yeah, these guys they got a lot to celebrate here tonight. I've watched him come up, and you know, he's just been inching his way up a little bit more. Number 93, Josh Hansen, also a great ride for him going over there.
Well, there's the helmet cam.
Say, way to go, man. They're all happy for Andrew. It's a great ride for Josh as well.
Tonight, starting at 9, 8 Central, it's the special 2-hour season finale of Alias. At the conclusion of the 125 East-West Shootout, as we take a look at our Suzuki final main results, and there is your winner, Andrew Short. Right now, let's send it down to Cameron Steele.
Well, talk about drama. What a race. We can only hope that James Stewart is doing all right, as is Eric Sorby. But this guy is the hero of the moment. You said coming into the year, Andrew Short, you wanted to get some top threes. What about leaving winning the West-East shootout?
This is too good. The good Lord Jesus Christ has blessed me way too much. I got to thank him, MotorWorldRacing.com, Suzuki, Axo, Bill's Pipes. Dream come true.
I want to ask you, could you see Eric Sorby go down in front of you in the whoops, and were you just like, whoa, whoa, I'm in first place?
Yeah, I saw him go down, and I go, oh no, I'm in the lead. This is something new to me, you know, and then I heard the crowd going, and Stewart, I don't know what happened to him. I hope he's all right, but this is too cool. This is awesome.
Congratulations, Andrew. An awesome job. You're champion here at the shootout. Show us that trophy. Andrew Short, Team Motor World Suzuki, busting it out tonight.
It's now time to take a look at our qualifying highlights. In heat number 1 of the 250 class, it was the Chad Reed show.
After grabbing the hole shot, Chad Reed knacked his way to an 18-second lead over second place Ernesto Fonseca. En route, he picked up the fastest lap times and had the fastest heat. Chad was on a roll.
Your winner in heat number 1, Australian Chad Reed, sending notice. In heat number 2, Ricky Carmichael would not get the whole shot. It was fellow Honda rider Larry Ward. But Ricky made quick work of him.
Down through the whoop section, where actually Ricky has been struggling this year. He made his pass for the lead, and all the battling went on behind him. Ferry trying to get around Hamlin. A little back and forth right there as Mike Gosler gives Ricky the signal.
And it was Ricky Carmichael who would go on to pick up the victory in heat number 2. In semi number 1, a different story. Everyone battling to try to get into the main event.
It was Kyle Lewis coming back from injury who grabbed the whole shot, but later on Keith Johnson, number 35, had the lead. And the aggressive pass by Ryan Clark. The two privateers doing battle till the final lap when Clark had all kinds of problems getting through the whoop section. This is his view. He smacked his head on the handlebars, finally went down, handing the win to Keith Johnson.
In semifinal number 2, once again, a lot of talented riders, David, but only room for a few in the main.
Well, this was Nick Way all the way. Great battling going on behind him. You can see Tyler Evans. His bike got drugged by Isaiah Johnson. He would have to go to the LCQ, but it was Nick Way with a convincing win.
As we take a look at those who qualified for the main event. Saturday, Helio Castroneves begins his quest for an unprecedented third straight win at the Indianapolis 500. Don't miss the battle for the pole position Saturday. The Indianapolis 500 will be trying to clinch his third consecutive title. Cameron talked with the champ earlier.
Join me now is two-time defending Supercross champion Ricky Carmichael. And Ricky, I want to ask you, it seems like last year it was so easy for you. This year, tougher. Are you surprised that it's come down to the final round?
A little bit, but you know, it's fun. It's something new for me and something to look forward to and try to wrap it up here at the last race.
Maybe a different challenge for Ricky. He's normally used to running away with races and series. This time a little bit tougher. The battle with Chad Reed. You're coming in, you have a 10-point lead. You have to get 5th or better if Chad wins. Do you play the strategy any different, or is it just Ricky Carmichael going for the win?
You know, I'm just going to go out there and do the best I can. The championship is the main thing, and you know, anything other than that is a bonus this weekend. So I want to go out there and just worry about myself and no one else, and I should be fine.
Right on. Stay away from trouble is the key probably too. Last week, I don't know if it was a takeout pass or what. I'm sure you want to forget about it, but there was some close racing going on.
Yeah, there was some close racing, but you know, this weekend it's all about myself, and I'm not worried about anyone else, and do my own thing.
The champion is usually smarter than everybody else on the track, and we'll see how it plays out here in Las Vegas.
It's the 250 main event from Las Vegas, Nevada. 20 riders going 20 laps. And oh, by the way, there's a title on the line as we take a look at the Suzuki starting grid. Reed and Carmichael, the two main players. Factor in Ernesto Fonseca and Tim Ferry. Then it's Heath Voss and Sean Hamlin. Larry Ward also in there. And Greg Schnell, Kyle Lewis, Joe Aloff, and the rest of the crew. David?
You see the battle gear, the digital camouflage, a little tribute to the troops. The helmet, everything is special for Ricky. Stewart decided to go back to the pink. That was not lucky for him.
Not a good move.
Ricky Carmichael deciding, you know what, it ain't about the color of gear I'm wearing, it's about the battle at hand, and he's dressed for the occasion, getting the final words from his mechanic, Mike Gosler. He compresses the forks down so the bike doesn't wheelie off the line. And he's got Chad Reed over to his right. Big, deep breath. I think you can see the tension on Carmichael. There's a million on the line right now for Ricky.
Ricky Carmichael, the two-time defending champion. Chad Reed is number 22, just on the left side of your picture. He is the man who is trying to take away what Ricky rightfully believes is his, a third title. Chad Reed is a rookie from Australia on the Yamaha. Number 24 is Ernesto Fonseca. He also is a Honda rider. So really what you have is Honda and Yamaha doing battle. They say no team riding. Instructions have been given.
And there's Tim Ferry getting his instructions.
Exactly.
He is lined up just to the inside of Ricky, as Ricky's teammate Fonseca is lined up just to the inside of Reed. So the first corner is going to be interesting. The 30-second board has been up for a bit. It'll go sideways. At that point, it'll be a minimum of 5 seconds before that gate drops, and it's on.
20 laps of pure adrenaline from Las Vegas, Nevada's Sam Boyd Stadium. This is the final event of the Supercross year. Ricky Carmichael with a 10-point lead over Chad Reed, and the 30 board is sideways. And a great stop for all of our riders. Ricky Carmichael gets a little sideways. It's 22, Chad Reed, who gets the whole shot. Ricky Carmichael on the inside, currently sitting in fourth.
Carmichael trying to stay out of trouble. He's got Heath Voss in there. You'd love to get around him and just have it be he and Chad out in front.
So Chad Reed rolls the dice, and it comes up snake eyes. This time the double deuce is out in front. The Thunder from down under. Chad Reed, the rookie on the 250 series, has got himself a lead. Ricky Carmichael in third, and looks like he might pick up another position. But remember, folks, if Carmichael finishes in the top 5, the title is his.
Well, so far so good. He knows what to do from this position. He's been here a million times. What's killing him is to see Chad Reed getting away. But this isn't the night to go and really battle and prove who's the best. The best will be proved by who has the #1 plate at the end of the night. And if Carmichael stays anywhere near where he is right now, he's going to have it. That $1 million bonus check that goes with it. Whoa.
Getting a little close, Ricky. I know the folks at Honda right now are saying work that magic, and here it is.
Beautiful move.
Carmichael squares it off. He'll get a quicker run out of the corner. And he gets past Voss, so here it is.
He's got to be nervous with any blues surrounding him. He has no idea what their intentions are. He can only assume. And he was so glad. You can see how aggressive he was, too, to just try to get away. Now Larry Ward, also on a Honda, is getting around Heath Voss, so Ricky will be a touch more comfortable. And here comes Fonseca. This got a little close. That wasn't Voss doing anything on purpose. He was just taking his line, and Ricky was running out of room, but a beautiful move out of that corner set up this square off. Of course, Ricky knew Voss was going to cover the inside, dove back to the inside, and that was the end of that.
Meanwhile, Chad Reed, number 22 on board the Yamaha, is out in front. Ricky Carmichael in hot pursuit. What sweet revenge it would be for Carmichael to come back and beat Chad Reed cleanly to the podium and to the checkered flag. But as it stands right now, the battle may go to Reed, but the war will go to Carmichael.
Yeah, I think Carmichael would like to get up there and prove that he can run Chad's pace. Just jump right up in there and close the gap, finish right on his rear wheel. But I don't know if he wants to pass him. If I was Ricky, I wouldn't want to pass him because you never know what's going to come back. Chad and Ricky got together last week. Ricky ended up on the ground. He can't afford anything like that tonight, or he'll run out of a title.
So Chad Reed continues to lead this 20-lap affair. Ricky Carmichael comfortably in second. And I think right now, David, he is fighting a demon within. The demon that says, I am not going to take second to this guy for the 6th week in a row. But also the fact that he would really like to win the title.
Well, what's getting interesting is last week he was in a bit of a sandwich between Chad Reed and Chad's teammate, Tim Ferry, number 15. Who is in third now and starting to close on Carmichael. So he's in a Yamaha sandwich right now, and he better pin it. He better try to stay with Chad Reed out front. Here comes Carmichael over the triple. Chad looking back there going, man, I don't want to see that number 4 back there. That means I don't get a title.
We'll step aside, but when we come back, more from Las Vegas, Nevada's Sam Boyd Stadium in the 250 main as ABC's coverage continues.
This week on Home Makeover, we're at the home of Brad and Steffi.
The 250 main is in progress. Your leader, Chad Reed, number 22.
And I love the way Chad, he gets up into the corner. He's so far forward on the bike, the back end gets loose. He just backs it up in and just starts right back on the power, nice and smooth. His corner transitions are just beautiful.
Well, we talked about team riding. Timmy Ferry last week got into a bit of a skirmish with Ricky Carmichael, and I don't know if this is payback in the form of Ernesto Fonseca, but a Honda rider coming. Look at the back end of Fonseca dancing around, trying to get past the 4-stroke of Timmy Ferry, number 15, Ernesto Fonseca, the Honda rider, number 24.
Yeah, there he goes. Tim Ferry knew it, too. That was a beautiful move by Fonseca. And he may have a little bit of an advantage on this racetrack. Tim Ferry riding the big 4-stroke, a touch heavier, although those things have become so much more competitive than they were years ago. The first win by a 4-stroke ever was Doug Henry right here in Las Vegas back in 1997. And they've gotten a lot better since then, but I still think the 2-stroke is just a little bit more nimble on this tight track, and Fonseca is putting that to use right now.
Ernesto Fonseca now living in California, originally from Costa Rica. Timmy Ferry behind him trying to close the gap. And amazingly enough, as we look at number 22, Chad Reed, for the last 5 weeks, the podium, David, has been identical. It has been Reed, Carmichael, and Fonseca. And the reason for that is there's been so much attrition this year on the 250 Tour. Riders have been going down. A lot of talented riders like Pastrana we are not seeing.
Well, Chad Reed right here tripling his way into a corner before the big triple, lapping Isaiah Johnson right there. Chad, every time Ricky comes in and gets a little bit faster lap like he did this past one by 1/10 of a second, Chad goes out, then gets it back again. So these guys just riding all out, trying to prove to each other who's got the speed heading into next weekend's outdoor races. Chad doing all he can, really. He's won the last 6 races. And he's pretty much let Ricky know, hey, I got your speed now, and if it weren't for a couple of those rookie mistakes early in the season, title could have been mine. Looks like he's going to have to wait till next year now, but 04 is going to be good, Todd.
Larry Ward and Josh Demuth. Ward, number 10 on the Honda. Demuth on the Yamaha, number 43. This is the battle for 5th place right now. Everyone trying to move up just a little bit, and we don't take much of a break because as soon as this weekend's over, they start gearing up for the outdoor season.
Really surprised those guys were able to get around Nick Way. Just an off night for Nick Way. I know he's been battling a cold. He hasn't been really healthy, able to have his routine during the week, so his fitness is a problem. But you know, I thought he was getting a little bit better. He must not be really agreeing with the racetrack here and not riding his best.
Number 43 on the Yamaha, that is Josh Demuth, the 2-time Arena Cross champion. A little smaller format. The lap times were around 20 seconds, so he's not really out of his element here, just a quicker race. And Chad Reed, coming into this event, his plan for victory, get a whole shot and just do 20 good laps.
Now here's what happened in this. Now that they're starting to catch up to the back markers, which sometimes referred to as lappers, which isn't very nice, but they're getting lapped. Hey, Chad Reed's lap times went from, you know, 54s to 57s. So it's this is where Chad could have a problem trying to get around the lapped riders, especially if he catches up to somebody on a Honda that wants to do anything weird out there. And Ricky may be able to close that gap a little bit.
We'll step aside, but when we come back, more from Las Vegas, Nevada, Sam Boyd Stadium in the 250 main as ABC's coverage continues. Final event of the Supercross season as our 250 main is winding down. We'll take a look at the Honda stopwatch there. You see the interval between the 2 laps. It is kind of settled right now. Ricky Carmichael was gaining for a while, and I have a feeling the folks at Yamaha were putting out the pit board. Don't rest just yet, Speedy Reedy. Get on the gas because Carmichael's coming. And Ricky, to his credit, has been riding a superb race. I think early on, David, he thought, you know what, I'm going to try to track him down, and now he's thinking, I need to ride safe.
Well, he doesn't have any pressure from 3rd place. Fonseca is so far behind Ricky right now that Ricky could actually dump it somewhere and get up and still hold on to 2nd. And he only needs to get 5th. So it would take a major mistake by Carmichael as Chad Reed continues to just hit every line. His balance is what I really like. Chad Reed's balance and his style. And he does things and just makes it look so much fun. He's all the way up over that plateau. Feet on the pegs through that corner. Up over the triple, just back that back end up into the corner again. Stays right on the top of those whoop sections, and that's where a lot of people think that, you know, Chad Reed has been able to do the most damage to Carmichael, is getting through those whoop sections better. It helps that he's a little bit taller, but I think they have their suspension set up possibly a little bit more dialed into those sections, and Ricky really struggled there, and that's where I think the momentum shifted, and Ricky lost an advantage, and man, Chad really took advantage of it. This guy is very clever, and I expect to see a lot of him in the future.
Well, Chad Reed, one thing I love about the kid, he says, I'm not a rider, I'm a racer. And he's all about racing, and he loves competition. But when the day's over, he almost as soon pick up a set of golf clubs and go out there and swing a little bit. But make no mistake about it, this kid loves to race, and he will give you every ounce out on the racetrack. Ricky Carmichael, the same kind of rider, and that's why he's had the success he's had. Right now, though, it's almost like it's a little bit of a shakeup. We've seen a great run by guys like Jeremy McGrath, but I think it's starting to show how this sport is evolving and exploding, and so many talent riders are coming on board. There's only room for one at the top, and Ricky, who's occupied that for the last 2 years, is now starting to feel the heat and the pressure of other great riders coming up.
Well, these guys, they both worked so hard, and you know, it really shows. Of course, there's an absence of quite a few riders that got hurt, but you know, it seems like they practice not necessarily the hardest. There's a lot of riders out there that work hard, but they're doing the right things all during the week. They both have, seems like, the most determination to stay committed to their goals. And it's impressive that Chad was able to get up there and put a stop to Ricky's winning. It took Ricky a long time to get up in there and put a stop to the winning that McGrath enjoyed for nearly a decade. So right. Chad is he's very smart, his trainer. And I don't know, I think he's been able to get in Chad's head a little bit and teach him some things about winning and how to inflict a little bit of pain into your competitors. He's also worked with Lance Armstrong for 4 of these Tour de France wins. So Jeff, a big asset in Chad Reed's corner, and he's also helped Ricky Carmichael a little bit in the past. So Ricky knows that as well, and it's a mental game really between these two now. They both can ride fast, but it's having the rest of their deal all dialed in on the night.
This is the 250 main event from Sam Boyd Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada. Todd Harris along with David Bailey and Cameron Steele. And I'll tell you what, Chad Reed will, it looks like, win this battle, but Carmichael's going to win the war and pick up another #1 plate. Last year in the outdoor season, as we come down to the final moments of this race, Ricky did not lose a single race. Do you think he can do that again this year with the emergence of rookie Chad Reed?
Well, Ricky's pretty dominant outdoors, and I can say that it's not going to be as easy, but I wouldn't have thought he could do it last year either. I mean, Chad Reed just jumped all the way into that corner, all over all those whoops. Just going up on the last lap. He didn't need to do that. He's full of confidence, and with 6 wins in a row, boy, this guy is going to be pretty tough outdoors.
So Chad Reed is on the white flag lap. This is it, the final lap of the final race of this unbelievable Supercross season, number 22. And that was a classy move. The boys from Honda were clapping, saying, well done, Chad, as he celebrates yet another victory, an amazing streak. Ricky Carmichael, however, has the points to take the title, so both men have reason to celebrate tonight.
You know, I really thought that all the fireworks and all the action was going to happen in this 250 race, but it turned out to be a little bit of a yawner where all the crazy things were happening in the 125 class. With Supercross, you just never know. You can set it up, but sometimes it'll just completely go the other way. Chad Reed jumping his way through the whoops. He can afford to just cruise through there this time. You can see all the way back there, Carmichael just now entering the corner.
Well, take off your lens cap, folks. Your winner in the 250 main event, number 22, Chad Reed, and what an amazing streak for that young man. But the winner of the 2000 season will be number 4, RC Ricky Carmichael. He wins the title by 7 points, his 3rd title in a row.
And here he comes riding up to Chad Reed.
And that is a sight to behold. They all congratulate one another. Mike Gosler comes in there, Jeff Stanton. There is a lot of talent in there and a lot of phenomenal riders. But tonight, Ricky Carmichael will celebrate his 3rd Supercross title in a row. For Chad Reed, I have a feeling one of these days a #1 will be on his plate. But for congratulations to the Team Honda riders and the entire staff. And when we come back to Las Vegas, we will have official results. Plus, we will talk to both winners after this short break. Coverage of the final Supercross event of the year. There are your Thor, Main event final results. The winner, number 22, Chad Reed, followed by Ricky Carmichael, Ernesto Fonseca, Tim Ferry, and Nicholas Way. Right now, let's check in with Cameron Steele.
Well, Chad Reed already crowned the THQ World Supercross World Champion of Supercross. Coming in, you had a 10-point deficit you wanted to make up on Ricky Carmichael. Do you wish, winning tonight, that there was 2 more races, 1 more race to go in the season?
You know, Cameron, you know, you can wish for a lot of things, but I think you can wish in one end and you know what, out the other. But, you know, it was a great weekend for me. I had, you know, since Daytona, I definitely pulled my season together, and you know, I'm happy for that. I'm going to carry this momentum into outdoors and you know, try and get on a roll there. You know, to beat Ricky outdoors would mean a lot to me, and you know, I think that would definitely, you know, be one more step on my behalf to, you know, prove it for me.
All right, thank you, Cameron. As we take a look at our Nissan final standings of the year, it's Ricky Carmichael with 367 points, just edging out Chad Reed. Fonseca finishes on the podium in 3rd, then Nick Way and Tim Ferry. Let's send it back down to Cameron Steele, who's with the champion, Ricky Carmichael.
All right, well, Ricky Carmichael came in here with the 10-point lead. He knew he didn't have to win the race. You'd always like to win, but I think this might have been what you were looking for, Ricky. Congratulations on that.
Thanks a lot, Cameron. You know, it feels good. I had a really good first beginning of the season, just a consistent second half of the season. You know, I would have liked to won the championship with the win, but you know, sometimes you have to take a step back and do the smart thing, and that's what I did tonight. I came up with a second, and hats off to Chad Reed. He rode really, really good this year, especially the second half, and you know, it's good for me. Get to keep some fire under me, and man, I'm just happy to get this #1 plate. That's what it's about.
All right, now you've got the plate. I want to ask you. You're always so calm and cool. We do interviews. You talk to people. What was the tension really like? What was the home life, the semi? I mean, poor Ernesto Fonseca having to be in there with you guys.
It was a lot of tension, man. I waking up early in the morning, just trying to figure out a way to make myself better, and the stress. And but you know what? It's over now. It paid off, and I really fell off the pace the second half of the season. I know where I need to be better next year, and if I can improve in one area on the track, I know Honda will help me with that, and things will be easier for me next year.
Well, an awesome job by Ricky Carmichael, your champion. Hold that plate up. He deserves it. What an awesome show this has been. Ricky Carmichael, congratulations.
Thanks a lot.
All right, thank you, Cameron, as we take a look at our final THQ World Supercross results. And our congratulations goes out to Keith Johnson, our top privateer, picking up $25,000 and a new truck. So on behalf of Cameron Steele and the champ, David Bailey, I'm Todd Harris saying good night from Las Vegas, Nevada's Sam Boyd Stadium. ABC Sports is online at ESPN.com, keyword ABC Sports. This has been a presentation of ABC Sports Championship Television.